Alrighty, we are back for the grand finals of the Knox Esports Overwatch 2 LAN. Now, I'm very excited for this. This is the run back of Converse versus KnoxVillains. We'll do a very quick rundown of the teams again. We got KnoxVillains with Kibbs, Blamethy, Oliver, Barb Soap, and Crumb. Oliver going by BoxEater22 in game. And then we have on Converse University, Garchomp, Bader, Icy Sniper, Chance, and Arlanta on the Converse University side. Now, it does seem like they do already have their map pool picked. They are running Busan with Genji Ban and Ramban. I think that this could be a very good, fun game to watch. I'm very interested. You guys can hear in the background we are loading directly into it. Now, from what we saw, the KnoxVillains did lock in on the last map, roughly, on King's Row. They had a lot stronger of a fight than they did before. And I think that might give them a little bit of confidence to help push back. But as I said, this kind of seems like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Converse is that rock, and KnoxVillains is that scissors, you know, and it really shows sometimes. Blamethy starting off on the Tracer. Box Eater on the Soj. They're running the Sig again. Last time they ran Sig on this map, it didn't go amazingly, but Box Eater was on Kree, and I think that's a lot harder to get out of the areas from. Garchomp running D.Va, I do think he might just be able to run it down on Box Eater. And really kind of stop him from getting those... Really stop him from getting value. Box Eater does struggle a lot with being able to... kite very well. He's a very aggressive-minded player. Crumb switching up onto the Brig. I do think that's a great switch for the D.Va. They're playing some really slow poke. Barb Soap instantly gets a pick on Vader. Huge kill. Garchomp getting rocked and they're just having to back out early. That's not the kind of fight that you want to see. That's a great pick from Barb Soap there. I just don't know what more you could ask for. That just gives them a free point right there. It gives them a free, maybe 10-20%, but they don't want to get too aggressive with it. Garchomp is looking to get back into it. Vader instantly half HP again, missing the rail onto him. So Box Eater's great job just trying to hold it down, not instantly feeding. Bar of Soap getting aggressive again, but Bar of Soap is just put into a scary place. Having to use TP just to live here might give the D.Va ability to just kind of walk it down on him without that CD. Izikai, I think is what it is. Nice Suzu there, saving the team, forcing the D.Va out, barely keeping Box Eater alive. Sig is over here having to fight. Garchomp was one. Arlanta is also one. He's trying to walk it over. Smart decision not to finish the walk. This is going very slow. Box Eater with another great pick there. Blamethy trying to live, gets that nice mega, just try and not die there. Box Eater, another great pick. I don't know why I was trash talking about the start of this game. I apologize. I did not recognize your game. You just needed to not be on Cass. That is not your guy. Now, Blamethy does have Pulse Bomb. He's probably going to look for it really early on. He needs to watch out for the Pulse, or for DM on it. Looking to take this Tracer 1v1. He does get the mini. Crumb was low, close to rally. Probably going to look to rally here. They're holding on to the point, and that's not good. He gets caught out. He does have rally. I do think that there's a strong rally, and he is thinking the same thing. But he dies! Dies trying to kill the D.Va, who is one. His team is not able to help him. Garchomp is just able to walk it down on them now. Crumb saying nerf baby D.Va. Kibbs dying on point for it. This is a nice stall from Blamethy, choosing not to feed to get just one more percentage. I do like that play. Putting him at 83%, that's basically a one-fight game. Kibbs does have his Flux, Ezekiel with Pulse, and Chance with Beat. That Beat could save someone's life on Blamethy's Pulse if he's quick enough, but most likely it's going to be used on that Flux. Box Eater 22 really close to rail. Vader also really close to rail. And Kibbs is getting really aggressive. Throwing the rock. I think he tried to predict and missed. Waited for Flux. Also misses that. That's the Beat coming out from Chance. Chance looking to get real aggressive on Blamethy here with his Tracer. Arlanta getting a huge pick on Crumb. over here. This is not going in their favor. They had it so good. I think they might need to slow it down again. They had it so good whenever they were playing slower, and they just seem to wipe it up whenever they speed up a little too much. Box Eater 22 does have Rail here. Blamethy does have Pulse still. Has yet to use it. Vader with Rail and Zekai with ZK, I think is what it is. ZK is how I was told, and I'm actually saying it incorrectly. ZK does have Pulse also. Garchomp nearing Bomb again. Arlanta near Kitsune. I do want to see the Blamethy ZK, but he's getting double teamed. He's going to need some help potentially. That is a recall coming from a ZK. And Chance, Box Eater over here using Rail. Missing his shots. Not what you need. Not what you need. Oh no. But they are almost able to get Baby Diva out. Yes, that's huge. Forcing Bomb out. I just don't know if they can clutch up. Luckily, they do actually swap point. It does look like Box Eater will die here. They do almost get it to 99%. This will be final fight. Bar of Soap is very close to Kitsune. I think he might be able to farm it off a little here. Crumb getting near Rally. ZK does have Pulse here to be able to maybe get an early pick. Blamethy almost dying really quickly. Thankfully getting saved. Bar of Soap with Kitsune. Potentially going to try and use it soon here. Blamethy looking to get a weird flank. Bar of Soap going deep on him. Box Eater somehow living. Rally, the huge rally, and that's a nice big pick on Arlanta. Blamethy getting 2. This looks like it could easily. They need to get this Vader right now before he uses his Sith powers to kill everyone. Luckily, Bar of Soap is on top of it. He is not going to let the Sith win here. That is the first point that I think they have won on Control. It's looking pretty good for the KnoxVillains. They might have engaged. Now, even if the KnoxVillains win here, this will actually be a bracket reset. That means that we fully reset, and they have to do it all over again. That is the big benefit of being the winner in the Grand Champs.
And I speak with his voice. Hey. Konnichiwa. What's up?
Go Converse, woo! From Bergie TV. They're going to need your praise right now. They just barely lost that first point. Maybe they can hold it down a little better. Vader making the switch over to Kree. I do think that's a solid pick here. Might be able to help him poke out a little bit longer, especially with the Kree perk. Ice has just got off Overwatch. Uh-oh. Ice. Vader trying to just destroy that shield with his Fan the Hammer. Blamethy, probably more so what it's looking for is to try and counter that Blamethy pick. ZK and Garchomp instantly getting 2 on Box Eater and Crumb. These guys are looking to just run it down because Garchomp is on Queen now. They might need to make some switches here. But they might just be trying to force it a little bit longer. That Queen is, they're going to just look to run down. They're going to really look to run it down on him here. And I don't know how well they're going to do with that. But the Suzu does just save Garchomp's life. That really should have been a death there. But luckily, Suzu is a very balanced ability in the game. Oh my goodness! And Zekai does get the pick on Box Eater 22, but Blamethy trades it with Arlanta. And Blamethy also gets Vader there. What a great play there from him. Bar of Soap 73 to Kitsune. Kibbs 76 to Flux. Arlanta with 75 to Kitsune. Garchomp 50 to whatever Queen Ult is. They're just waiting for that shout. There goes the axe. Does get the big rock on him. Vader does get Crumb, though, really early. Flux is incoming. Does look to use it. And he does get 2. This could be huge. Blamethy does get to clean up the Arlanta kill. Kibbs just needs to live. Kibbs just, he misses the clutch rock he needs badly. Bar of Soap is not able to live either. ZK now taking on Blamethy with his Lucio. Chance does clean it up for him. Arlanta and ZK, 5 ults coming up actually just in general for Converse. While there is only Kitsune really for the KnoxVillains. They really just need to probably look to kite here. They use the Kitsune to try and live. Pulse coming out. Both teams, or just Arlanta. Pulse coming up from Chance, but he actually got stunned out of it. Completely Ajaxing Blamethy getting one. Arlanta is down. This is a really good trade. Here comes Queen ult. Is able to get Kibbs, and he's able to get Bar of Soap. This was a really good play here for them. Able to win, having to use 4 of their ults. Only Cass ult is around now. Blamethy does get the pulse. Was that a Crumbjax? Did we just see a Crumbjax live on screen? I think we might have just saw a double Ajax fight this game, everyone. Now Vader does have Kree ult here. It's not going to be a good look for everyone else. He's going to look to use it really early here. The switch to Orisa, didn't even notice. Vader does get the kill on Box Eater and Crumb. What a great pick from him. Ow! That's disgusting! Right on the Blamethy's dome. And everyone is dead on the KnoxVillains team. That's a nice switch around for Converse. They really needed it. Might actually just tip it completely in their favor for them. This is 1-1 for them. Last time we saw this, we saw Blamethy put up a really strong fight against them. Kibbs now running Mauga. Interesting pick against the D.Va. Maybe I just don't know tech like that, you know. Pulling out the Juno here. And Blamethy staying on the Tracer. Teased a little bit of a Reaper pick, but he changed his mind. He don't want to go Reaper against that D.Va. Zekai is coming out on Tracer. Arlanta on the Curie, not the Juno, just for the switch. Already out. They're so deep already. Kibbs looking to play in a really weird angle. He might be looking to slam this D.Va anytime he walks in. Just force him to use DM 24/7. Keep the shooting pressure on him. Looking to go deep on Vader. Vader's able to get out. Uses Suzu for it too. Vader is instantly getting Blamethy. Not a great pick. They need to get a trade here, which is a huge trade! And he Octua slams on it! Box Eater getting 2 on Chance and Vader. Garchomp off the map. Not sure if that was intentional, but it doesn't matter. Box Eater getting another one. This is some huge plays from Box Eater. I was hurting him pretty badly here. Does seem like Crumb did push Garchomp off the map there. It was not just walking off. Box Eater 60% to ult already. Bar of Soap already pretty close to ult, doing really good. They're looking to walk it down on him. Box Eater really probably shouldn't be up this far. He's got to back it up. He's got to back up. It's great for him. Garchomp really able to just run it down. He's backing up heavily. I think there's a great play from him to not stay there and fight that. Arlanta 15 to ult here. He's really close to just being able to lay it down for him. And give him that great Kitsune, which could just give him that full engage. It looks like they're splitting left. Arlanta taking the 2v1 against Blamethy. Blamethy realizes that is not where he needs to be. Suzu a little late on the Garchomp, where he does die in baby form. But Arlanta and Vader are able to get 2 to trade it. ZK is taken out by Bar of Soap, though. They're in a 3-on-3. Kibbs needs to not die here. He really needs to live here, and he just cannot do it. What a great play from Arlanta. But Blamethy takes out Vader, putting them back to a 2v2. Garchomp now going Mauga. Ends up actually fully winning the fight off of that play. Vader and Arlanta really just clutched up for them there. ZK almost getting the one, forcing Suzu and having to recall instantly. Box Eater getting Arlanta. Huge play by Box Eater. Just getting 2 picks instantly off the field. He's smart to not get too aggressive here. I really like it. He's learning his manners. He's learning when not to go in and learning kind of when to go in. And I'm a big fan of it. Kibbs, Crumb, and Bar of Soap all with ults against the Izakai. What? Zekai. And Chance. Vader also rail. 3 ults to 3 ults. Crumb has beat for that rail. But Kitsune might be able to win them the fight alone. They are quick enough with it. That is a box from Kibbs with Pulse using the Kitsune. Garchomp is running it real deep into the enemy team. Vader really having to hold on. He does have Rail here. I think he can get a huge ult off with it if he chooses to just use it here. Kibbs is one. He's getting jumped by Blamethy, and he doesn't pull it off in time. Huge ult here from Bar of Soap. Kibbs is barely holding on. Crumbs is barely holding on. Cage into the death. Just needed to use it. Everyone's stuck in the cage. And this looks like it will be their first map win against Converse University. That is a huge deal for KnoxVillains. They have so far went 4-0 against them. So this being their first win against Converse could be the change of the game, which is a very big deal. Once again, I think that they could win this, but again, man, Converse really holds it. It's like the KnoxVillains really just got to hold everything they have just to really push it as hard as they can. Oh, embarrassing. We don't need to be there. Where it at? Where the map pull at? So right now, they should technically be picking a hybrid. It's actually best of 5, so I need to just throw 2 extras in there. We'll just throw in... They're not actually playing these. I just want to make sure that there are 5 maps on the board so that everyone can see them. Since this is a BO5 in the finals. Now, once again, even if KnoxVillains ends up winning this whole thing, they do have to win an entire another bracket because of the bracket reset, which is going to be frustrating. They'll get a small break in between, but they will be gassed. If they are giving everything they have here, they're going to be tired. And I think that might even slightly boost the odds of how Converse is feeling in this, and I think it could very change the flow of the game. KnoxVillains really seemed to figure out the method there, and to be able to just walk it down on them. And I like they just figured out really a good method. Maybe the Sig was really good for him, and then they switched to the Orisa to help out. But man, Box Eater 22 was getting some humongous picks for him. Does look like we are going into New Junk City for our next point. Beans offline again. That is big news for us, everyone. This is such... This is a great grand finals. This might be the best grand finals that we have ever had at Knox Esports for potentially any of our grand finals. I feel like a lot of our grand finals tend to be very one-sided, very lopsided, and you get a lot more of those middleman brackets a lot better. But man, this one's good. Arlanta with the first ban for Converse banning Mauga. Everyone deciding for the Crumb Squad. The Crumb Squad, aka the KnoxVillains. That's just such a boost right now for KnoxVillains to be able to get that first win, you know. I think that's going to be big on their mental. I think Box Eater he is evolving very quickly, just like Ben 10 and his aliens do. And then I think there's a lot of really big kills, man, from Box Eater 22, also known as Speedrun. What is he known as? Also known as Oliver. I think that was a big play from him many times, many times over. So now that we still are just waiting for the KnoxVillains ban, they do have about 5 minutes in between each map. I don't know, man. I think New Junk City is going to give them a really easy time to walk it down. The one map that they did win does look like they are going to ban Tracer on the KnoxVillains side, but the one round that they won was on the map of Busan, where they're inside the building. It's a lot easier to walk it down for them. So this is where it's a little scary on New Junk. Again, I think this might be a little bit of one of those lucky scenarios where you're going to want to have to play slow, flip the map a lot. so that they can't just get walked down on. I think Arlanta and his squad are really doing a good job of being able to walk it down with Converse right onto KnoxVillains and be able to stop them, I guess. Um, especially, but I do think Box Eater has prestiged. He has grown a lot in these games that he's been playing to be able to not feed sometimes, as they say. Don't know what we're going to be seeing here. Not going to be seeing the Mauga, I know that much. Since it is banned, it's going to be scary. Probably going to see maybe a Hazard, most likely. They might pull out the Sig again, but I don't think that's going to be the best. I think they will just run it down on Queen. The Garchomp Queen was scary. You guys might have heard in the background that they did start the map, but it was wrong bans. They have to refresh it, fix it all, and get back into it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And we're back in with the correct bans on New Junk City. And man, I'm a hungry fella. I've been here since 8 a.m. Haven't ate today. All this talking making my belly full. Loading into the map. KnoxVillains, first time us getting to see that one on the board. That's very awesome to see for them. Maybe the Converse really would like to turn this into a 1-1 situation, I bet. They are looking to pull out the Ram. Kibbs is just ready for it. He knows that's happening. He knows it's coming. He was ready. I think that's a great pick from Box Eater, looking to be freaky and aggressive once again. I don't know if he's learned the method on the Genji, on the not feed strat. He's just got to learn to pick up the slack of feeding by just killing 3 every fight. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe he'll evolve as the game goes on. The Ninetale Fox takes him over. Vader on Soj once again. I am a big fan of seeing Garchomp on the Fister, also known as Ramatra. Lots of early damage here. Instantly slammed into the wall. Whoa, slammed into that wall. It does look like Blamothy is looking to take a second angle. He does get a huge headshot. No one's it. Box Eater does get to pick up the kill on it. That's a great play from him. He's learning. Oh, but slow it down, Box Eater. He does not slow it down and just gives him a free trade on them. Not what you need right now. Vader is able to just hold it in. Blamothy gets a really bad slide, puts him in a rough position. Luckily, he doesn't die. Vader is able to charge rail off of Kibbs, get a shot in, but it is blocked. Blamothy taking a little bit of space here. Chance, one shot, barely holding on. A lot of people low. Chance in, man. Chance is taking pipe. Vader getting taken out by Box Eater. Kibbs running it down on Chance, but Garchomp does kill Blamothy. Kibbs does get a nice little rail. He might be the rail god. It looks like Crumb very close to the edge right there. Ram, only one holding it in. Garchomp in the middle. Does use form, but Arlanta is there. Barely living. Does get Kitsune, but doesn't have time to use it. Point is in the Converse's favor right now. They barely get to switch it over. That's not great for the KnoxVillains, but I don't think it should affect them too badly. They do have Beat and Orisa ult. Arlanta with Kitsune coming up on Ram ult to just really be able to walk it down. They're probably going to want to save Beat for one of the... I don't know, man. There's a lot of things to use Beat on. Kitsune also coming up on Borrow Soap. Seeing how that goes. I do want to see that Arlanta POV... That's not Arlanta. Arlanta POV to see if maybe he can get a kill. Having to use Suzu early and form here. Might be looking to Kitsune to re-engage. Luckily doesn't throw it into the wall. Beat coming out here. Arlanta real low. Crumb getting Vader. Garchomp barely holding on. Where am I bouncing between? I'm not pressing him. Garchomp having to form, stuck in the corner. They do cap point while this fight is taking place outside. Kibbs running it down. Box Eater looking to get hungry. Can he get chance? He can't get chance, but he thinks he might be able to. Blamothy with his ult. Bar of Soap also with ult. ZK has Genji Blade here. Sasuke looking to use his practice out here. Maybe that's Kakashi. Sasuke was on Alabama. Chance also with Beat to be able to help. Also, Box Eater has ult here. They're slowly walking it down. Bar of Soap almost gets canceled on. The ZK barely misses his kill there. No other ults yet coming out, but Crumb does go down to Arlanta. Blamothy choosing not to rail. Bar of Soap does get taken out by Vader. Box Eater 22 barely holding on and does not make it. Blamothy just choosing to play far back and not give his life up for that point. Free point right there. Not free, but a big point right there for Converse University.
Be careful, Shimada.
Slow pace going. Vader does have rail along with Blamothy. Box Eater has... Ooh, huge rail there. Garchomp, I didn't even notice. Huge kill right there. And he gets 2 from Blamothy. They trade 2. Garchomp gets his 2 also. Beat comes in a little late. They're going to have to 2-man this. And I think they do. Crumb running it down. Does he get it? No, he doesn't, but Blamothy cleans up for him. This might be Thanos in his prime. Is this true Thanos power? His Blamothy? Does he have all 6 of the Section 8 Infinity Stones? Stealing them all from LTG. Kibbs looking to walk it down with ult. He is potentially looking to try and use it here, but he does choose to drop. Parsoap just wanting to play a little passive. Crumb getting pushed on. The ZK is pulling out the Pharah. I'm not a big fan of that. Not because it's bad, but because I hate Pharah. I do think it's going to be a very odd pick here, though. I wouldn't know how to play it, but that doesn't mean that he can. Box Eater, man. Does not get what he's looking for and instantly just kind of feeds there. Garchomp also with ult. Getting that kill. Nice kill from Kibbs with 44 HP. Needing to just play really slow here. Crumb feeding. Barely misses that due to Suzu. Garchomp getting another kill. Wow, that's a big point. That might be the point for them. I don't know if anyone else can touch. Box Eater is definitely dead here. Blamothy does get out. I don't know if they can get another touch in either. If they do, they're going to be taking a 4v5, which is not what you want to do. But it might be worth it just for the chance. Blamothy definitely cannot touch after that. Blamothy also coming up on his second ult. Or third. I don't know. But he's coming up on ult in general. Chance looking to get a little poke damage off. He does have beat. I have a feeling that they might be looking to beat aggressively here. Kitsune is not even able to be used after he gets taken out. Angles have been taken on the team. I don't know if this fight's winnable. They are able to kind of reset, but I don't think that they win the 3v4. Yeah, it's not looking great for him, but luckily no one else dies here. Hopefully Bar Soap can get in this fight, use Kitsune, maybe use a rail. They do get point off of that one kill. Bar Soap looking for the Kitsune, huge Kitsune here. Trading Kitsunes. Blamothy might be looking to rail. Yes, he is. It's like I just understood it. And he's about to get walked on too. ZK does also have huge shots there. Choosing to throw it on himself. Getting freaky. No! So unlucky for him. Chance is wanting to kill him so badly. Unlucky shot, Blam. This is not the kind of shots that he misses. Again, this is like Steph Curry missing those shots. You don't really see someone missing easy shots like that. ZK does have ult here. Probably looking to blow up someone. If I had to guess, probably Crumb or Blam. Maybe even Box Eater if he gets freaky. He needs to learn not to be freaky here. He does also have his own ult of sorts. Vader with Rail. Garchomp also with his own. ZK, Crumb instantly going out, but Kibbs trades the Lucio picks. ZK should try and look for something here. Gets one, gets two, and they get the point. Kibbs uses ult. Nothing goes for it, but Vader also rails to kill Blam. Box Eater 22 does still have ult. This is anyone's game, man. This is the closest games we have seen. ZK still really wanting to probably use that barrage. And you can see him waiting for someone, just a singular target. And there it is. He instantly gets his one. Gonna be hard. Box Eater is gonna have to do something, but he can't. They can't even touch. Putting them at 1-2 for this flashpoint. Kibbs probably just needs to look to die here to get the reset. Can't really get the trade here. Luckily, they do get put on the same wave. Box Eater don't want to be in there too long. Luckily, he is not. Arlanta with Kitsune. Could be seeing it very soon here. They do get the free point due to the slow respawns having to come back after that last second fight. Box Eater getting so aggressive, instantly getting railed out from that. Telegraphing it just a little bit. Not sure if they want to use any ults here. Choosing not to. Vader taking out Bar of Soap. Crumb misses, and he dies off the map. That's not good. And Kibbs is also off. I think that one might have just been the reset. 52% with not a single ult used. That's not good for anyone. Converse is coming up on 5 ults, while KnoxVillains has 4. That is an early Kitsune coming out from them. Big beat coming out from them also. Blam with Rail having to get a pick, but he just can't because that beat is having to run away. 10% left. Crumb is instantly dead. ZK does get taken out. Semi-trade. Someone's got to do something here. Box Eater is kind of living. Kibbs gets his ult and he might get 1, maybe even 2. Huge stagger from him right there too. Got to help Box Eater out. Box Eater is living really well. Arlanta needs to be taken out. They really got to get this Orisa pick, and they do get it to at least stay in it for one more fight. Now, Converse did use 3 ults there. They do have ZK, which is basically a free pick, and the Garchomp ult. They're probably going to be looking out for that Pharah ult coming in on them. I don't think that they really want that at all. Anywhere near them is a good way to put it. But with this map being so open, it's a lot harder to really stop him. Vader instantly getting Crumb. 3. Vader getting 2. ZK just getting a 4th one right there. Putting it all on Blam. Blam is going to have to turn into true Thanos, and it is not possible. That is the map for Converse. And it was a pretty strong start for KnoxVillains, but they could not hold on to it. Blamethy with the ult. This really helped him try and stay in the game here, but I don't know if it was enough to help him win the game. This was huge because they still ended up losing this point. They just had too much time on this point. Crumb and Blam were basically able to take that completely. Now coming back to the map pool. This is really, really good. This is the first time that we have seen Converse drop a map unless they lose. And that technically goes for KnoxVillains too. I think. I'm not sure, actually. Now, KnoxVillains did kind of just get walked on again. I think there was a lot of really rough misplays from Box Eater. I think he just gets a little too aggressive sometimes. Um, sources say that he is actually diamond and has not touched the game in a month until today. He was drunk last night and got asked to drive 3 hours to come play, and he ended up agreeing. And for someone that has not played the game in a month, he's doing pretty solid, but he's got to learn to just slow down a little bit at times. I think the first map that they won was a big part because he was getting huge picks. Being frank, I think a big part of why they won that first map was because of Box Eater, but I also think a big part of why they lost the second one was because of Box Eater. It's almost like a coin flip with him. You're either getting, someone with all the Infinity Stones, or you are getting, probably getting just Spider-Man before he gets the powers. I think they are looking to do maps right now. Probably deciding, I believe this is the KnoxVillains pick. I don't know what the best option for them to be is. Honestly, Kings Row wouldn't be bad again. They kind of got a feeling for it last time. Haven't played Hybrid. That was their flashpoint. So could be very interesting plays for them. I would like to. I'm a little biased towards the KnoxVillains since they are our team, and I am the one hosting the tournament. But I'm very happy to see both teams playing in general. I'm happy to see intense games, is a good way to put it. Personally, if KnoxVillains won, I wish we didn't have a bracket reset. It is currently almost 6 o'clock here, and I am getting hungry. My belly is grumbling. All right, it looks like they did decide on a map. Does seem that they decided on Sloppy. They are throwing out the Soj ban. I think that's a pretty strong ban, but I also think that could hurt them a lot. That's the Knox Esports ban is banning Soj. Just because I think Box Eater did really good against the Soj, and this map is going to be very heavily get walked down on potentially, but they might have a method, and I don't understand. I'm not up there. I'm not in their brains. But I do think that the Soj ban is very strong against Vader. Vader is a very, very strong Soj player. And as long as he is not left unattended, it's good. But at the same time, man, Blamethy and Box Eater honestly are really good Soj players, so I feel like you're losing two there. So here, I think Blamethy could run Freya. That'd be very strong for him. He has been doing a ton of work on Freya. If you guys didn't know, Blamethy did actually recently just hit Plat. I believe that was 2 days ago. He's the best player at his school's esports team. He's homeschooled, so it's only him. He has no siblings. But that's still saying a lot for how good he is doing. It does looks like looks like Arlanta and the Converse is deciding to ban Juno. And I think that might hurt them a little bit more. I haven't seen any Juno really coming from the KnoxVillains side at all. They haven't even used it to speed out a spawn. That kind of feels like a nothing burger ban, potentially. But maybe I'm misremembering. Some rumors, we're getting some intel of rumors of a Malga Brig Juno and Juno comp, so maybe the Juno actually does hurt them a lot more than you think. We are just now loading into the map as we see it. Vader using his evil Sith powers to mind control them into wanting to play Juno for the first time and then banning it. ZK using his evil Barra powers to make me want to use my brain to turn his computer off. A Crumb is a known Lucio player, so I don't think it's going to hurt them too much. They're not going to not exactly. We did pretty well with our predictions with the Malga. Was a real prediction. Garchomp on the Orisa. I'm not sure how good the Orisa is into Malga right now. I do know Kibbs has been taught by the best. If you remember at our past Knox Esports LAN, there was a team get to the bans with a special player named Techie Malga. He was techie, in fact. He was putting in work. Vader on the Inray. Very interesting pick. Box Eater, once again, never guess who he's on. To just throwing off some early picks. ZK actually on the Echo. I do fancy the Echo play. But it's so low, and he's almost got jumped on. Kibbs instantly put low HP. Box Eater also goes deep. Barely able to do anything. Huge deflect, though. Able to get a ton going for him. He needs to not show his face. Vader does take out Crumb, though. Putting them in a 4v5. They really need to kind of blow up and hit something. Maybe kill someone. And Kibbs is choosing to go the blow-up route in the bad way. Chance getting Blamethy, and Vader getting another pick. So Vader got a really good off angle and basically got 3 there with that last pick on Bar of Soap. Maybe we need some POV on Vader. Just kind of getting the for free take an off angle. I think the Malga is going to be really hard to run unless they have someone to really walk on. And it's going to have to be this Vader on Inray. Getting a lot of damage on Kibbs there. Vader blocking on. This dude might be cheating. Check his computer. He might have just been hitting flow state and activating. As we can see, he accidentally locked onto Kibbs right there. Bar of Soap does have Kitsune. I think this would be a good time. Double Kitsune. They're thinking alike. But ZK is probably looking to copy. Barely living. Box Eater makes it out. Barely. He does not deserve that, really. Vader with his ult. I don't know if he's going to get anything. Izuki gets 2. Zekai gets 2. Vader gets 1. And he potentially gets a 3rd. Does get a 3rd, but Blam does finish him off. Blamethy does actually die here, not getting another one before dying. And he does catch wave, luckily. Vader does not. So they're able... Oh, well, that was actually because he just hit the middle point. Blamethy with his ult, able to kind of walk up here and do a lot more with it. And that is a Ram copy, or not a Ram, a Malga copy with a beat. Blamethy gets Chance really early on. Almost have Cage. He is going to get Cage. Throws it down. Crumb is stuck in the cage. I don't think Crumb makes it out. Counter Cage to be able to stop. Crumb somehow killed himself. Kibbs dies, but Box Eater is going pure 9-tail Fox mode, getting a 3K, looking for a 4, but Blamethy robs him of his 4K. He does have Blade. Blamethy has ult. Is this again? Does he have ult again? I don't remember if he used it. If he has it again, that is bananas. Bar of Soap hanging out here. They are down their Lucio right now and their Orisa. They're going to have to play a little bit further back Blamothy luckily making out. Vader getting bar of soap. Not what you want to see. A really early pick. Knox Esports is really losing, or KnoxVillains is really losing to a lot of these early picks. Not even really getting to get full fights in. Box Eater not able to get out. Unlucky for him. This is looking like a pretty smooth push here. Vader having to back up so fast. He was looking for something a little cheeky. Blamothy still has ult. Box Eater still has ult also. Arlanta does just use Kitsune. Garchomp might be also looking for his ult here. Blamothy does throw down his. Not able to finish anything. Does have a really good position though. Garchomp getting 2 with his. Didn't even hear it going off. And this looks like it might just be map. This was a rough map for them. Luckily, they do have Beat and Kitsune to come out. Vader will have his ult coming out. I do expect Box Eater to throw the blade early. Kitsune does get canceled. Really need to get this blade off. Cannot do much with it. Vader does get the next 2. Looking for one final kill here. Just need to clean up on Kibbs. He's stalling for as long as he can. The Tracer Box Eater trying to just hold off. Crumb on the side. They're stalling just enough, but I don't think anyone's dying to make it worth it. And that is the map. 5-minute map in favor of Converse University. Really rough pick. That was the KnoxVillains map pick too. I wasn't thinking that it could go super great, but it was for a completely different reason. They got a lot of off angles taken on them, and they had a lot of really early picks repeatedly. Not able to fully see those and see how it could have went. Right now, looking for that next point coming up. Honestly, no idea which one it could be. This should be the KnoxVillains point again, since they did get to pick last time. Or since they did lose again. Okay, crisis averted. The sun was getting too bad for the KnoxVillains room. Maybe that's why they were struggling a bit. Couldn't see the screen, having to play really uncomfortable. Chances are probably not, but when you get to play at your best game to win against these guys, could. Very well could. Looks like next map has been decided. And we will be heading to Midtown. So Midtown, I think, could be really, really good for the KnoxVillains squad. I think that they honestly are a better poke team here. And I like that pick. I think the best time that they won is whenever they were running that Sig on the first map. And I think if they can just potentially get Box Eater back on to Soj, it's a big deal. Now, let's see who they ended up banning. They ended up banning Sigma and Farah. So Sigma's not going to be the best option, but they could still pull out the Ram here. They choose to pull out the Orisa, and Garchomp is wanting to play the Fister, Mr. Ramatra. Crumb is actually not playing Lucio for once, and he is on Alari. Now, is this a toss pick? I think if he hits only headshots, absolutely not. Now, if he misses every single shot and goes burger mode, this might be the biggest toss of the century. But I see the potential in this. I think they're wanting to play full poke. Now, Box Eater, again, is not really playing. maybe I'm just a little bit of a goober and I don't have a good brain, but I really feel like Blamathy on Box Eater 22 and or Box Eater 22 on Soj and Blam on Freya could end up being really good. Box Eater 22 is going to have to play really slow here. He can easily get punished if he just gets a little too freaky. Zekai is on the Echo because Sparrow got banned. This dude's a big flyer fan. He loves flying around. Ram is running it down on Crumb. Gets the Crumb pick, but Arlanta barely holding on. Kibbs is running it in there. Kibbs does get Vader. Zekai does get Box Eater from the extra stickies, and Zekai just uses his evil beam to take down 2. Bar of Soap, punched, headshot, instant blow up death. Crumb just kind of a little out of position. Garchomp able to really just walk it down on him. Thug walking, as some might say. Instantly losing that first point after only 1 fight. Not great. Zekai is really going to have to be checked here. He might be able to get to do whatever he wants, but that's hard whenever you got Vader, that if you don't look at, Vader will lock onto your dome. Now, Zekai does get some bad stickies into a wall and does instantly explode. That is tips on what not to do on Echo, but I think he's done enough good to make up for it, where it's not a huge issue. Arlanta playing far back, not wanting to take notes from a Zekai there, but he's going to walk through. Garchomp having to just block with his form and getting taken out of it. Suzu on the ground. I'm not too sure on what the point of that one was. I think everyone was alive there, but Arlanta does have Kitsune. Blamathy almost with his ult. I think he might look to use it. If they Kitsune, I very believe it's coming. And I was right. And can he finish it? He can't. Yes, he can, actually! Wowzers. He got very aggressive, and it paid off. Ended up getting another kill there. And that was a 1-for-1 trade on ults. That's a huge deal over here for the KnoxVillains side. And Ezike does get a bit of a stagger. Blam going to try and get some extra damage so he can get ult a little bit faster. But you don't want to get too aggressive, especially with that Ram up there. Kibbs also having ult. Ezike has copy, so he could really get aggressive here. Especially with chances beat, they could just go for a really heavy, just run it down method. Which I think could really get a lot of value from them. He does catch Bar of Soap out, but Bar of Soap is forced out thanks to all those stickies on him. Bar of Soap's probably going to look to Kitsune here, and I think Ezike is he's kind of looking for it. He is looking for that copy. He just doesn't want to run it down to feed. Now see, there is the Kitsune there from Bar of Soap. He does get the copy just to not die there. Looking to take height, though. Could be a big play. Pre-throws it, does get the pylon down. Not much going on. Does get the ult, though. It's going to be humongous if he can get this off. And it does get it off. Everyone is dead here. They're not able to focus on both. And Blamathy is taken out. 3 minutes on the clock, and they're very close to capping on the second point. They will get another fight here, though. Chance with beat Garchomp with his form and Ram ult. But Box Eater, as we know, sometimes with his blades, he's the world's biggest threat, and sometimes he's the world's biggest burger. So hopefully we're looking for a big threat ult here. Kibbs with his doesn't get anything thanks to Suzu. Beat, Kitsune, and Ramel all coming out, all three. Just nothing you can do about that. Crumb uses his ult, gets nothing from it. But they both have DPS ults now. Box Eater is now down for the count. So theoretically, I think KnoxVillains should be able to win this fight because they do have both DPS ults and they have nothing to answer for it. It's a big wall slam right there, but just not able to hit that rail, especially with only 35%. I do think Box Eater is looking for something, but he might be dead. But luckily he gets some healing as those come out. He's getting walked on. I think he's going to look for it. He's looking for it badly. And he does get it off, and he does get the pick with there. He just needs to live, and he doesn't deflect to live there. Vader gets the pick, making it a trade. I do think it's a worthwhile trade, though. Especially if they can just get one more. Gibbs has to hold the line. He's really struggling. Crumb able to get ZK. And Vader is putting a ton of damage in. 4 is back already. They gotta really kind of kite here. Blamethy will be coming back with Rail. Chance playing a little bit. Vader getting another pick on Box Eater 22. It's 2 deaths in a row back to back. Kitsune from Bar of Soap here. They are able to force him back. Rail will be able to happen as soon as they come back. Gibbs, real low, real low. Gibbs need to play a little slow. He has gold up. And here is the Blamethy ult. Oh, nice shots right there. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Wait, Box Eater stealing all these kills from Blam. But that was Blam's 5k Thanos ult. Really able to hold him in. Down to 2 minutes left, but that's still only leaving him with about 2 fights left. They need to make these fights last as long as they can. Blam really just trying to get that ult charge back to not die here. Vader on that right side. They're not seeing him. Vader is really close to ult. They are coming up on 5 ults for Converse. They need to not spend them all in one go. Which here comes the Kitsune. Vader is dead here. That's a huge pick from Gibbs to be able to slow him down, but Bar of Soap's dead. Blamethy's dead. ZK is forced to copy. That's a great push there. And they use Garchomp ult, leaving them only, though Lucio needs to die here. He is staggering a fair bit. Luckily, he does catch the wave with Gibbs, giving him one more fight, coming out with 2 ults to the beat and rail from Vader and Chance. Blamethy switching it up on to Cass. Vader's rail getting Bar of Soap instantly. Beat coming out too from both sides. But I do think that the Vader rail is just too powerful right now. He's hitting a lot of shots. Does actually end up going down. The Zekai does get another pick. Only 2. Blamethy's really got to play slow here. He is 1. Does get double picked off. Not able to get care from Bar of Soap fast enough. The Zekai is really putting in work. The ball is now trying to dive onto Bar of Soap. The Zekai 20 HP does get taken out. Great hold from them. Great hold. Garchomp was forced to go ball just to try and touch there, making sure that he will not have ult for this next fight. And Converse will only have potentially copy for this next fight, while KnoxVillains is going to be coming up on Kitsune, Noon, and Blade. Now we really need a big Blade here from Box Eater. We do not need to see a Burger Blade. We don't need to see him getting picked off really early either. He has been struggling with getting picked first a lot, and I think that they're targeting him because they do know that he probably is close on beat. And exactly like this is not the time to do that, man. He's barely holding on, and he gets taken out before he can do anything. Luckily, we do have Noon to guarantee a kill, and it's just stopping him from touching. Wait a minute. I don't think that they can live. I think Converse just won this game. Box Eater coming out. Can he get more than one? He does have him so low. He just can't finish the kill. Wow. That is a crazy clutch. Gibbs needs to get one or anything. Beat coming out from Chance. This is not what you need here. I cannot believe Converse just clutched that win. That cap. I really cannot believe how they just clutched the cap there. That is really insane. I think maybe they had mismatched targets. They weren't targeting the same people. People were just not dying.
Initiating match.
Converse really able to barely hold on in that OT. It genuinely, as one of the viewers just mentioned, looked like it literally touched 0, and they capped it with like a frame left and saved it. KnoxVillains does still have the availability to not lose this map. If they cap with over a minute, they are guaranteed not to lose here. As you can see, there's just a lot of deaths coming on the KnoxVillains side. They're really struggling to hold it down, while Converse is really able to just kind of keep pushing. Arlanta with only 2 deaths there is really big for him to not be dying. As I believe in the first map, Box Eater was getting a lot of early picks on him. Blamothy is pulling out the Cass again to be able to maybe slow down the Zekai flying around. Now Vader, I'm a big fan of how he's running this. Could be looking pretty good from the Vadester. The Zekai up here, looking to just get some poke damage. Not wanting to get too freaky. Box Eater is deep. Box Eater's so deep. He really needs to slow it down. That is not slowing it down! No! He did have it though. He just missed the dash. Now this Echo really needs to be accounted for. Almost taking out a huge pick here. Gibbs really, really, really low. Zekai is just behind him, getting to do whatever he wants. Blamothy's really going to have to just kind of look at him here, potentially. He's really just sitting in that train car. No one can really stop him. But that's a huge trade on tanks, but Zekai trades him again. I don't think that they can win this one. It's a 3-on-4. Oh my goodness, wait, it's a 3v3 now. Potentially able to. I think Blamothy is trying to take this fight with the Echo. It's going to be a rough fight. He's in that castle or in the train, making it really hard to go in there. Bar of Soap barely misses that javelin to live at 18 HP. He's going to play a little slow here. And here is the Echo copy. I just don't know if they can keep it going through it. They can't. That Echo copy was very big for him. Able to get another pick on him. That, man, Zekai just really got to sit up in that train completely unaccounted for. They really had a chance there. Blamothy with Castle. Bar of Soap with Kiri ult. Arlanta with Kiri ult. Chance nearing beat. Garchomp with his Orisa ult. And then Vader also coming up very close with Rail. Early Kitsune from Arlanta, but it's being challenged by Blamothy's High Noon. Huge High Noon to get 2 and get a 3rd. Just won them this fight. That's an amazing, amazing play. Shinobi has just hopped off Overwatch. It's a great, great save, especially after Arlanta and Garchomp ulted. They just traded 1 for 2 and won the fight. Really, really needed that this round. And they don't get the touch. Box Eater looking to get a little freaky. Crumb does have beat here, so they really could get very freaky to potentially get some early picks. That is gold from Garchomp and Suzu. That's 2 CDs coming out of him. Suzu coming from Bar of Soap to really just push it down. But he might die. Oh my goodness, he's barely holding on. He's barely holding on. That's a blade coming up from Box Eater to get 2 in one swing. Huge play. Don't know if it was super needed. Blamothy does end up dying here, but they do get Zeki for it. Zeka? Zekai? I don't remember. Azeka? Good deal. Kibbs up here. He does have ult. Great idea. I was thinking the exact same thing. Does get the Lucio. Huge play. They are going to be able to move a lot, but Box Eater does go down to Garchomp, sadly. That is Rail coming from him. They're going to have to back up here. No beat in sight because he's under the map. There's the beat. Now they can get real aggressive with it. Vader needs to back up. Getting Zekai. Arlanta also low. Bar of Soap 1. He does tend to die a lot due to those rails. Does barely miss the javelin. Box Eater getting so aggressive as he normally does. I just don't know if that was the play in that moment, man. Bar of Soap really holding on here. Missing that javelin. The Echo copy is out. And it's going to be huge. This is a huge Echo copy to win that fight. Luckily, they do have the point almost right there. They will have Kitsune coming up for KnoxVillains. But man, Converse is really just holding them back right now. And they do have Kitsune and Beat to really just kind of hold off whatever could have coming at them. they'll be able to match the Kitsunes and still win with the beat. There's the Kitsune coming out. The Lucio might die here. Nothing hits him too bad. The Zekai almost hitting him. Great beat there, but Garchomp does not get it. Garchomp is able to kill Kibbs. Using 2 ults there, they are able to win the fight. Luckily, KnoxVillains choose to dry fight it and not use anything. Still have Kitsune from Barb Soap. Hopefully, Blamity doesn't feed here for Knox Esports, allowing him to fight again sooner. I bet you Bar Soap is going to look to Kitsune really early here. Garchomp might just walk into it and use his ult to fight back against it. Ulting off the rail so that they can take a lot of space with it. Vader is instantly down. Box Eater is able to do a lot of work, but he needs to not feed here. Great shield to help his team. Countering the ult so that he can hit him back, and Garchomp is 1. What a great ult there from them, and they do cap the point. Maybe they need to get these kills. The Zekai, Blamity getting 2, Kibbs getting the last one. Vader coming up on rail. This is a scary man with rail. Oh, taking a little bit of back shots there, not really expecting them. But he does have rail. You really don't want to see Vader with the rail gun out here. He can easily shift the tide with this railgun. Don't want to see Box Eater up there either. Maybe looking for a feed. Garchomp's actually really low. This is a really good time to potentially walk. Blam using rail and the used beat to just help him walk. Barely missing everything. Blamity might die here, but he doesn't. Kibbs finishes off the 2. If they can cap this in 30 seconds, they guaranteed do not lose here. I don't think they're going to let it happen. But man, is it a possibility if Box Eater chooses to unlock the true Shinobi spirit. Let out. I think he's looking for it so early, and he might just explode. And he gets his 1. He might be able to get another. That's 2 down. That's 2 down. That's 2 down. 5 seconds left. They can't do it. I don't think they did it. 1 minute full. They cannot lose this map now. It is impossible for Knox Esports to lose this map. That is just an insane play with 3 seconds left after Converse barely saved it. This is some insane plays with last second timing on both sides. Kibbs out here with 20 and 9, really putting in work. Normally you see the Blamity putting in, but I think he's just more of an assist monster. Crumb out here with 2 kills, doing nothing this game. My fault. And then ZK, that has really been a demon for them with his Echo, being able to just take these bad angles. They could have potentially been so much further on that first point if ZK wasn't in that train playing like P. Diddy. Now Chance, they're pulling it out again. They are pulling out the evil, elusive strat again. This is illegal. I will have to report them to the police for this strategy. Potentially, this is the strat where Crumb and Box Eater were both getting caught out of position very frequently, but that was whenever they were on defense. I don't know how well it's going to do on attack on this, or other way around. They originally did this on attack, but I don't know how well it's going to do for them on defense. I do think it's a lot closer quarters for them. These guys are looking to get freaky again, hiding themselves. I think that they're ready for it this time. Big deflect. Maybe they can kill one here if they just put a lot of effort into it. Vader just practically doesn't get shot. Arlanta is low, though. Kibbs is low. Vader is 1 shot, barely getting saved. Playing this high ground, not being seen. Arlanta is 1 again. Oh my goodness, this train is saving him. Box Eater trades for a Zekai. Crumb barely making it out alive. They're really having to fight for their life here. This is a 4v5 right now. Great shield there from Ram to stop that onto him. Chance! 1 shot, just needs 1 shot on him, but they cannot hit it. Dragging the Bastion back in. Maybe they can get another hit. Can't get anything going. They can't seem to get a single kill here from either side. Box Eater does fight feed. Luckily, he doesn't. Kims with a huge kill on Arlanta, but Garchomp trades it back. The Zekai getting another one. It is 3v2 right now. I don't know if it is possible for these guys to win, and it is not. They hold the map into a draw. Now, being honest, I don't know what a draw is in this. I don't know if both teams get a point, or if it just counts as a 0. Blamity with his huge ult here. I will have to go double check on this.
This ends now.
I'm back from prison, back on the mic. That was a crazy game with KnoxVillains literally getting like that, or was it? I think it was Converse. Converse with that last second touch, literally down to the millisecond. And judging by what I saw with the blade, that blade was really nice because it was able to get at least one pick on the healer to at least hold them back. So they were still able to get decent push, and they did get the push to win them the round to create that draw eventually, but they were still able to get enough time to basically make it to the win, you know? But basically, I don't. We're currently consulting with the teams what a draw stands for. Whether or not both get. Well, never mind. Here's Nate.
Alrighty, can confirm the maps basically just don't count. It is a complete draw for them. It's not, they get to pick map for really whatever they want to here. Not sure who decides. It might be the KnoxVillains again since they did lose the last map. They will not replay. They're going to go next into whatever map next, which I'm pretty sure would be Clash in this scenario. That was a really intense game. Some great overwatching going here, but that does mean that there is a possibility for a secret map 6 here. Might even have to add it in right now as an extra ability. Now, no one has done Escort yet, even though Escort is not fun. There it is. It could be that, which would be very amazing. That was just so close of a game. I really think if Box Eater or Oliver could really just slow down sometimes, they'd be able to do a lot better. I think sometimes he gets real freaky, and man, if he hits his shots when he gets freaky, sometimes it really pays off. But this time it didn't. They also seem to struggle against the Bastion play. I think they really need a counter for that because it seems like they can just pull it out and get a free map win or round win whenever they need it there. And they just were not able to do anything. That's probably the craziest game of Overwatch ever played in this building ever, honestly. I can't even think of how long this game has been going on for. We have been playing this game for 103 minutes so far. It has been a good long while since we have started. And there is a chance that we go into a bracket reset if Knox is able to hold it down. So yeah, they will be playing this as a map 5. Everything has basically been reset. So bans are reset. New map, not just replaying as the same. These games are getting real stressful. I'm not even playing and I'm stressing. My heart's going. I got adrenaline pumping right now. These games are genuinely kind of bananas on how they're going.
Looking at a wall.
Boxy, dude, eating cardboard right now.
Crumb. Sucking off his crumbs on the floor.
You know, everyone can hear everything you're saying. They can all hear it.
All 17.
They know who I am.
We have 17. We do have 17. I don't know how you could see that.
I just, well, the last time I checked this.
It seems like it's still 7. I just pulled it up. Looks like we are.
Colby, if you're watching, pull up.
Colby, if you are in here, we know you're not. Pull up. Anyone who want to go to Texas Roadhouse afterwards, you can meet us there. I'll be going to Texas. The one off of Kingston Pike, next to the mall, Easttown Mall. We will all be going there and getting 100-ounce sirloin steaks and 1,000 bread rolls. 10 pints of beer. 10 boots of beer, actually.
Chad, do you hear these chuds?
You're just mad because you can't drink.
I'm just mad because I don't got bread like that.
Never even had a margarita.
That's probably the gayest drink you could have said.
Shots. Off the record.
Of what?
Off the record.
Of what?
This is not off the record. The record's on.
Of like straight. What is it?
I'm sending this to your mom. We're taking a little bit of time. Looks like we are banning.
30,
Oh, looks like we are playing Route. It seems. Route 66. We are on map 5. Don't know the last time that I've seen a map 5, especially considering that we could play a map 6, which would be bananas and a best of 5 series.
I don't remember the last time I saw map 6.
I don't think I've ever seen a map 6 in my entire life in a best of 5 series. This is getting very good, very intense. 107 minutes down. I just know some of these guys are getting gassed. I bet you Knox is really starting to get gassed here. They're really feeling pushed up against the wall here. Knox is banning D.Va. I think. Don't really know who the other squad could be banning here. Now I am. And it looks like we did ban Freya. On the Route 66 pick. I think the D.Va ban will be very big for them. I think D.Va is very scary for the KnoxVillains team. Freya is a very good ban from them because Blamethy can easily pick up the Freya and put in a lot of work with it.
Also has access to
I would not like to see Winston action. We actually saw Winston action earlier, and he ended up exploding quite literally instantly. Now let's see what teams we could be looking at. We are looking at Rohog, 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 Rohog. Oh, Rohog.
Chance's computer just crashed again.
Chance's computer did not crash the last time he actually closed it. Crumb actually had to do a pause. Mic is not working for Crumb. Might need to go help him real quick. I'm not sure. Why did he just accept the... I think he just took my R as everyone's ready. That's perfectly fine. We are on map 5. It is still 1-2.
Let's finish this quickly.
Crumb on Wu Yang. Yes, that's a really good point. There's some freaky picks here. We have yet to see the ZK on Widow. We saw Vader pull it out a little on King's Row early. Was it actually just a fake out? Is he waiting?
Nice work, team.
Hello?
Keep it moving.
Alright, he's playing Pharah actually. I don't fully know what was going on there. The Pharah is a good pick, but Blamethy, oh my goodness, Bar of Soap is one. That's so scary for him to be out there like that. Does have Wu Yang Orb on him. Blamethy being able to just kind of play Ash here will be good. Garchomp instantly taking out Bar of Soap. Not what you want to see as a swagster. Ooh, nice head right there from Blamethy. Another huge headshot. This might be the play of the century. Oh my goodness. Oh my... Wait, does he have headshot hacks? He needs to watch out for this Hog. Hog luckily misses hook on him. Does know the secret Chinese tech of missing the TNT. Arlanta, haven't seen much of him so far, is on the Railgunner. Sojourn instantly dies to Crumb. Crumb is actually 82 to ult. He must be doing a ton of damage to people here. They are in the evil cave where he's able to throw those. Does he get him here? Oh! Oh! And this could be Garchomp dead. I do not think Garchomp is going to stick on the Hog now. Vader has now switched into Emre. I think that's a great pick. Arlanta's on the Ana. Does have Nano. I think they could easily just Nano Pharah here and potentially run it down. Kibbs is really close to ult. Wu Yang does also have ult, which would be able to save someone from maybe a Pharah ult or a hook if needed. Could be a very big play here. Blamethy also has Bob. Chance with Kitsune might be looking to use it. Up and coming Kibbs. Hog is real deep under the place. I think he's looking to play. The ult went out earlier. Kibbs does not make it. He gets antied for going real deep. Uses Wu Yang ult and it does not work out with him. Chance gets one on Box Eater 22. But Blamethy gets a trade on Arlanta. That's a huge pick. It's 2v3 or 3v4 right now, but their tank is alive on Converses. Huge hook right there. He does get the pick! Soap is just a second too late, but Blamethy actually gets a kill! He gets a trade somehow. Garchomp is not able to get out. Maybe he is. He's getting hunted. Oh my goodness! Ah! He misses the ult on him. Oh my gosh. Oh, Garchomp does get another kill. Garchomp is actually moving like prime Allen Iverson right now. This is great Hog gameplay. Kibbs is not able to do much to even touch. He's got to just try and trade something here, but it looks like he's not going to get it. Box Eater ended up dying really early there. Didn't get to see it maybe because it was the hook. Chance does have Kitsune. Bar of Soap has Kitsune. And Box Eater does also have his ult for a nice Genji Blade. Good decision to back up. Don't want to see you getting hooked there again early. I think they're looking to punish him a lot easier with these hooks. The way that he walks up is not very conventional. compared to how most would. Now that Ana is very low there. Blamothy might be able to get some nice little shots in on her. He's got some nice high ground. We do know that he... Oh my goodness, Blamothy needs help. Bar of soap throwing in. Box Eater does have Blade. I think this would be a great time to use it. Maybe not anymore. Oh my goodness! Great play. He needs the finish. He needs the finish. No! He just needed a melee there. But luckily, Crumb, the sniper-diaper, is able to hit these shots. Crumb almost has Wu Yang ult again. Box Eater this time does have his ult. Blamothy nearing Bob again. I didn't even notice the last time Bob came out. Vader with evil Sith ult to be able to mind control them into walking into it. Probably going to look to Vader, Arlanta ult together. Exact. Am I handsome or what with that call? Barely not able to get him. Oh, and a huge in-air snipe. But they trade 2 for 2. 3 for 2. They're going to need to get another pick. Crumb probably going to die here, especially after getting chased from behind. They are. Kibbs is just going to look to die point here and not give them a lot of time. If he's able to live, I think he should. But it's going to be very rough. This is a really bad stagger here from Kibbs. He should just look to get out earlier. Box Eater, huge nade deflect. Oh my goodness. Zekai push on that cart, but he does also have Pulse waiting for someone. Crumb and Blamothy are on the left, probably looking to Bob charge this point. I'm thinking they're going to try and Bob in either Kib ult or Genji ult, if I had to guess. Huge ult, or a huge shot right there. They need to touch, they need to touch! They luckily do back up. Kibbs is able to do something about it. Here is the Blade. Gets 2 with it. Hog is up there for some reason. Hopefully he doesn't stagger. Crumb saying some inappropriate words. Almost gets a pick on Box Eater there. Who knows what Crumb said. Hopefully he didn't say anything too mean. Don't want to hurt anyone's feelings this game. Blamothy still has Bob. There's no ults on the Converse side. 54 seconds. This very well could be last fight. Especially whenever Knox has Bob and is coming up on Kitsune. Oh my goodness, these are disgusting shots. I would not want to be playing against Blamothy, mainly because I don't want to embarrass him. And it just looks like they really need to reset here. Yes, they do. That very well could be game. And I think that might be round, not game. I apologize. They're going to have Tracer come out, and they have Sombra just a touch. But Bob is going to be able to stop that. Ball is also what they're looking at. Ow! The Bob here to just shut them down from touching that point. No one really wants to touch it against this Bob. Oh my goodness. This was such a great Ashe pick from Blamothy. We've already known him to be super good at shooting people in the head. Rare skill nowadays is shooting people in the head consistently. And he's able to do it really well. This might have been a great map pick. I think this is the kind of play style that they really need to be going for now. Is they really need to be playing kind of around Blamothy and his game style, around his hit scan ability to just win these duels against anyone. And I think they need to be looking for more range. But unlucky for them, they do not have next map pick. So if they somehow lead it to a bracket reset, I think they really need to play more around that range, those ranged maps. They were able to win on Ilios, which I think was a hard fight. They were luckily able to get the longer range maps on Ilios and get those dubs. Okay, Box Eater 22 on Widowmaker. This is a character that is hard to feed on, so luckily he can't go too deep. And from what I've heard, Box Eater is actually really good with his aim. It's everywhere else that he struggles. He supposedly has aim that you would not believe that he is diamond with. So this could be a sleeper pick. Vader's actually pulling out the Ashe, taking a note out of Blamothy's book. Chance pulling out the Wu Yang, taking a note out of Crumb's book. Kibbs pulling out the Hog, taking a note out of Garchomp's book. And then Garchomp is playing the Sig. I think that's going to be very rough to play the Hog into. I'd like to see Box Eater right here. Oliver get a big pick. Thinking he's a geologist looking at all these rocks. Zekai on the Echo again. He has been a threat so far, but not... Oh, man! That was a great free shot there. He just wasn't able to hit. Was able to get a body. Nice! They were able to tag team him, putting him up 1 right now. Arlanta on a nice off angle right now with her Echo. With their Echo. Zekai looking to kind of get a little freaky here, but man, Blamethy really has their number. Box Eater real low, real low. The Sig is not letting him do what he wants right now. Tracer is out. Does he hit this? He does not. Vader has used his brain to turn on Tracer mode. This is not the best looking scenario for Converse. Kibbs comes out of nowhere. Oh my goodness, comes out of nowhere ×2. They instantly just kind of push it on the point. This is looking really good for the KnoxVillains right now. Potentially going to need to learn to play around this Blamethy range. Box Eater going back to all reliable. This, I think they really need to be playing more poke. Guys, if KnoxVillains want to win these games, this is looking so strong for them. I haven't seen them moving like this against this team this entire time. Now Garchomp is, oh my goodness, Garchomp is taking a lot of pipe from Kibbs. Box Eater is looking to get real freaky. I'm glad that he chose to get out there. The Zekai low might die here against those teams. Luckily, he gets some healing up going. Garchomp has a nice off angle to not allow Kibbs to just jump all the way in and do whatever he wants. Box Eater does go down here. Wasn't able to switch to him in time. Pressed the wrong button into Vader's big stinky orb. I don't know what it's called. What's the whatever it's called. The big orb of doom. Blamethy Kibbs having to play real slow here. Just trying to wait for 5. I don't think that the easy key should really be pushing up like this. Easy is caught. That man. Oh, that's a huge rock to save Vader. Vader is able to get 1. They do have to back up. Kitsune coming out. That's a huge play right there. Chance ends up getting 1. Vader getting another. They've only traded 2. If they can get this kill, I don't think they can. This could end up being what they need, though. Kibbs can't finish. He just needs to try and live, and that's what he's deciding to do. Getting the Mega. Really struggling to hold on. Vader does have ult here. Zekai had to use his copy. Chance had to use Wu Yang ult, and they use Kitsune into Kibbs. Kitsune, I think that this is a very strong position that Converse has themselves in, but we know that Blamethy can change the tides, especially whenever he has ult, but this is just Bob. Bob coming in. Blam not taking a crazy angle. Ooh, he's a Kai not in a great angle. Box Eater able to make up for all this, and that looking like that is the fight win. Zekai is still behind him. Looking to just kind of not die here, wanting to come in from behind, I think. Is someone able to touch, though, is the big question. Ooh, Blam is able to get a lot of damage on him, forcing him to play so slow. And he's almost able to kill Barsoap. That's almost huge. Barsoap does go down. Garchomp getting another. That's a 3-to-1 trade. Blamethy getting his 1, though, again. And Crumb, I don't think, can cap this point. Just looking to kind of go on there to reset. Huge plays from them. From everyone, actually. Right now, they're coming up on Kitsune and Copy. This is looking really good for Converse. Have 2 to 3 more fights left. Box Eater does have Blade, though. They might get... oh my goodness, Kibbs is getting really aggressive right now. Taking it slow for a second. The Blade is out! Can he get this? Yes, they do get him, but he does get rocked. I think he might be dead. No, he doesn't! Oh my goodness, he's holding it on! He needs to hit these! Yes! Box Eater is holding on so well! And I don't think they can touch here. And that is map 5 for KnoxVillains. That is map 5 for KnoxVillains. Leading them into 2-2. very first time that we are going in to a map 6. I think Garchomp put up a really good fight, trying to hold those other angles, but man, Kibbs was really putting on a heavy fight in a serious way as, man, he was just putting in a lot of work, and Blamathy was so strong on that Ash, I find it really hard for them to stop him, especially. I think if KnoxVillains want this next win, they are going to have to play some sort of range, which they don't get a choice on, so maybe Converse hasn't picked up on it. Maybe they want to ego and they try and go into the range again. And I don't know if that's their best bet. I think they want to pick more of a brawl map. We will throw it in to the map pool. That not good. There we go. Now we don't know this next map. It is 2-2 going into the Knox Esports first ever. Oh, wow, wow, wow. It looks like they are going back into King's Row, which is very scary for Knox Esports. They actually lost against them last time, final map on King's Row in the winner's bracket. They have also just banned Genji. Um, so that's a very big ban to stop Box Eater 22 because, as we know, he is the Genji player. I think he's most likely gonna have to play Soj. I think that's really his only option. They're gonna have to run Soj Tracer. Maybe if he knows how to, they could play a little bit of May Soj. I think that's very possible to run here. I just don't know how well it's gonna play out. I think Symmetra is a possible play, Brooks, but I think you need a little bit more knowledge. Blamathy, more like Bang-a-thy, because when he shoots, everyone says bang! Precisely, triple bangs, just like the NBA Finals.
I tried to flip it up so that way.
Still waiting for the Knox villain ban here. Man, this is I think they're really taking their time here. This game has been going on for 2 hours and 8 minutes. This has been a nail biter. It very well could go for another 2 hours if Knox Villain wins. They are banning Ori. Oh, Orisa, Gory, good eyes, good eyes. I didn't think about that. Awesome. Do not promote yourself on my Twitch. I am blowing up everyone.
Mods.
Looks like we're still taking a second to set up here. Can earn watches or drops from this stream. Everyone did expect this tournament roughly to be over by 8. It is taking a fair bit longer, I would say so. Blamothy, more like Owen Poen. Okay, Sir Waffles, that is not appropriate. I think that is very offensive to my friend Owen, Owen 8. We are in the Kings Row. We have seen them play this map before, and they did not win. Converse did pull out the play earlier to really shut down they were able to shut down earlier using the Bastion strat in a game that they really could have won. Bader on the Sig. Yeah, exactly as I thought. Box Eater is going to be on the Railgunner.
We're in this together.
Crumbs on the Wu Yang. I do like the Wu Yang pick. I think he's very powerful. They're running Wu Yang and Juno, but they got the Zekai on the Vara. Exactly. I'm starting to get blank, guys. I might need a break after this. Well, I guess it's either over or we're taking a break. Box Eater 22. Haven't seen him play Soj in a bit since they were really running that poke earlier, but we did see him get some huge picks. It does look like this dude's skipping pixels mysteriously. Vader is one! Do they get him? They do! Kibbs jumps him! Arlanta taking this fight with Box Soap. Nothing happens, just 2 Suzus out. Garchomp is really trying to get out. He cannot. Zekai looking to maybe get Blamothy. They do, but Crumb. Kibbs also gets Arlanta. He's just running it deep right now. That is the first fight point win for him. Now, I don't know if I think this is the best play from him right there. I think that did just guarantee the point for him. That was a bit of a feed from Kibbs, but I think it guaranteed the point either way. Chance is trying to take this fight with Blamothy. Does get walled off to not allow it to just go through. Kibbs just jumping in. Oh my goodness, Kibbs is trapped in the corner with Garchomp. Garchomp might die! Oh my goodness! He just got shot by everything. Blamothy taking another soul. Box Eater playing in this position. Man, they are really getting a lot of work. Kibbs luckily getting saved out here. Box Eater, good job not wasting that rail there. I think that he can save it for a bit longer. He's gonna have to adapt here pretty well. Oh, they really got to start backing up. Zekai coming up on Barrage. Kibbs almost has ult. Blamothy does have Pulse. They have just put him in the box. Blamothy blows him up. Garchomp is just being put in the blender a lot of times. Kibbs is putting down these great walls to really slow him down. He might get this Bader. I don't think he's going to go for it. He does put the wall down to maybe catch whoever's behind him. They aren't able to do it. Zekai does have Barrage. Wow, oh my goodness. They have just started this third point with 5.5 minutes. Zekai does have Barrage. Arlanta has Kitsune, which could very help. They're coming up on almost 5 ults. Kitsune coming out from Arlanta. Everyone's backing up. No picks from it. I bet you Boxier is really going to look to rail here, I think. Yes, it's almost like I just read this book. Not really able to do much with it. That's a big rail. He doesn't have slide to get out. And multiple ults are coming out on them. I don't think that they can win this. Crumb does get one, but Vader has 2. Crumb gets another one. Maybe this is a win for them. He does get that hit on Vader to kind of continue to force him back up, but I think that they need to back before he can even slam and he gets railed. Vader does have railed. It's a huge kill from him to slow down their momentum. Does look like they only have Hazard ult, but Vader doesn't want to just show his face here. Even though Box Eater is still a little fresh to the game, overall you don't want to just let him out. He does have that kooky aim whenever he wants it. Vader does throw the early rail. Doesn't get him. Oh, dies instantly. Kibbs plays him like a fiddle. And there goes Garchomp. This is going to be most likely a fight win for him. It absolutely is going to be a fight win for him. Bar of Soap looking to climb up there. Does not. Great wall by Kibbs. Kibbs is playing some of the best Overwatch I've seen in a long time. He is just throwing perfect walls to really trap people. And he has his ult here to practically not let them play the game. And here it is. Exactly as I was saying. Instant Widow Death. And this is just a great capping here. They capped this potentially with almost 4 minutes. That is just a huge cap for them compared to the last time when they could barely cap with 0 seconds on the clock. They have now went to capping with 3.5 minutes. I really think KnoxVillains has just prestige. I think they've hit flow state. The issue is, can they stay in flow state? Converse might be feeling the weight of the pressure, and they might be getting a little worn out. That is a good point by a spectator, but man, I just don't know. I think that's a hard bargain whenever KnoxVillains has played many more games today, arguably maybe more warm today than them, but it's hard to say. I think they've really just kind of started to lock in. As I was saying from earlier, man, I do think Box Eater on that Soj is, I think it's a little better. I don't think he feeds as much, and I think just him being alive and the threat of him hitting a headshot rail is enough to scare them. Now, Garchomp coming out on Roadhog, I think that this is a really okay pick. I think that if he's getting his hooks off, it's going to be amazing. And it's really going to slow down Kibbs from being able to just jump in and do what he has been doing this whole time. But I think that's going to give Box Eater so much more power. I think Box Eater is going to go from struggling to have a target to shoot to having perma rail. And I think we will see that very soon. Vader is starting off on the Widow. Maybe he can get an early pick here. No one's showing their face. They're all hidden. He does switch instantly, it seems. Into Emrit. Nope. Misclick. On to Soj. Arlanta trying to keep the Zekai up. That is an interesting pick. I like the Echo again. We have the Blamethion Tracer. Garchomp's already low. Already half. Chance is half. It's going to be a hard fight for them. I don't like this Kibbs position. I think he's in a rough place. But he does have Vader caught out, forcing Suzu. Garchomp, and they trade, but that is one. That's 2 for them. Bar of Soap there to help. It's 3. I think that might be the fight 1. And Garchomp did just use his hook. He's going to have to get this kill. I don't think that he can kill with hook. Exactly. That's a great play. That's what I'm worried about happening with this Roadhog pick. Is I think the moment he uses that hook, he's just going to be standing there. And if he doesn't play in the right area, this is really playing around his hook right now. I don't think it's a horrible pick, but I do think that it's a very dangerous pick. Blamethy coming up on Pulse. Kibbs nearing his ult. Again, man, I just think Box Eater, even though I don't think he's a huge threat here, I think just his existence is the big issue. He's not in the best areas. He's not playing where he always needs to be. But see, just like being able to do that is slowing the team down and splitting them and allowing Kibbs to just get 2 with Blamothy. Those two are just pulling it in. But Bader does get the rail shot on Kibbs after Garchomp hooked him. That's exactly what they need to be looking for here. But Kibbs might be able to get back, and he will have ult. They need to play a little bit safe here to not get hooked. If they get caught, oh my goodness, I thought that was it. And Garchomp is now just going to take a lot of damage. This is a horrible drop play. Luckily, he doesn't get punished for it. Blamothy can't really hold it. He does have pulse. It's a lot of shot. Box Eater gets Bader. Garchomp trades it. And that's a huge play right there. Garchomp using a whole hog to try and clear the point. Maybe he can cap it. Pulse does not connect with Garchomp, the Roadhog. I think he might just be looking to get out because Kibbs might get that kill. Well, Crumb finishes Chance for him. Most of them are back except for that Lucio. Lucio Chance is nearing beat Crumb with his ult. Man, press the right buttons. Garchomp actually gets Bar Soap, which is a humongous play. Bar Soap not really happy with that. And Crumb should be able to. Great kill there. They actually still win the fight, which is huge. That's a copy coming in from Zekai. Maybe he's going to get Azard ult here and get a huge kill, but the copy burns before anything happens. Bader gets a kill. Can he get out? No. Box Eater is able to put him right down. He knows that Zekai is nearby, doesn't know where he's at, and he actually gets picked off. That's a huge kill by a Zekai, putting them in an early 4v5. He needs to not die here. Orlanta coming to help Zekai. Wow. They were holding this for so long, and then it's just Zekai really making a huge play there along with Orlanta. Garchomp just begging anyone to come in there. Misses his hook, though, which is not what you want. Orlanta does get Blamothy. Beat coming in from Chance. I don't know if this is a winnable fight for him. Box Eater does get 1, though, and they don't get the secondary touch. Box Eater gets 2, or is that just still 1? I think that was just the one from earlier. I don't think Kibbs is going to make it out alive. And I was potentially correct, but Crumb actually gets 1! And Kibbs does make it out alive. They do see it. They ended up switching onto the Tracer. I think this is a great wall, but he doesn't fall for it. This is the Echo. I think it's going to be very hard for him to play it. I think he's just going to have to dive this Box Eater a lot of the time. Box Eater or Crumb is going to be the best bet. And he's trapped and insta-killed. Man, Kibbs is really on top of these walls. Bar Soap with a great headshot on Arlana. Kibbs is ready. I think he's just waiting to use his ult here. Maybe he's just waiting to trap someone really early. Blamothy to bait them in. They realize no one's falling for it. They did pull out the Bastion here. Bader on the Bastion. We have seen him as the Bastion player. Very scary. Yes, but I think they might need the cat. Zekai does take out Crumb, as I believe he's trying to use Wu Yang ult on himself.
This is a leg up.
Box Eater doesn't get the slide and almost gets picked off for it thanks to Vader. Orlanta does have Kitsune here. Big Kitsune coming in. Kitsune hog method, and they're laying down the whatever it's called ult. Blamothy actually gets Chance. No kills yet, but Kibbs does go down. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything with this. Even with Rail, I think it's best if they just slow it down, wait for the other team, wait for their teammates to show back up. Blamothy, hopefully he doesn't feed, does take Mega, doesn't have recall. Luckily his Kiri is right there for him to keep him alive. They do hear Hog. There's 3 on this left side. Very dangerous place. Box Eater did just go down. Orlanta just looking to get some nice headshots. Blamothy is really getting caught out from behind. Nice Suzu right there to keep Garchomp alive for free. Kibbs is getting real deep. Garchomp getting a huge hook on Blamothy. I don't even think that was intentional. I'm pretty sure that hook was for Kibbs. And Blamothy just Mr. Presidented that for him. Dove in front just for him. Box Eater does have rail. I do think that he can get a huge rail off here. Orlanta really looking for something. Garchomp is wanting to do something. Chance does have beat. They could get very aggressive, but he might be saving beat for rail. I think Box Eater with Rail is kind of a scary idea. You do see Bar of Soap and Blamethy taking that off angle. Kibbs on a very aggressive push. Garchomp taking out Blamethy though. Making that aggressive push not really worth anything. And it gets so big, such a big ult. Nice tide right there coming in from Kibbs and Crumb. But Vader's able to get Crumb here. They really need to get another trade here. Kibbs might be dead. I think Kibbs barely holds on. Wow, Garchomp does have ult here. Almost gets another, but he's also very low, and they're jumping him, and he dies mid-whole hog. Vader does have ult. Along with Boxer, they both have rail. Boxer's been holding this rail for a bit. I think it's a part of the issue of he's kind of being waited to be told when to use the rail. Everyone in the chat gassing up Box Eater 22. Roadhog looking to make some plays. That's an early Kitsune here. Does get Box Eater. That's not what you want to see. Kibbs also goes down. Beat from Chance. They did just use 2 against their 2. They used Rail. Didn't even notice that from Box Eater. Barbso did have to jump off. They need to get a contest here. One contest and they can guarantee a non-loss. Kibbs is on Malga here. Box Eater is taking a nice flank angle. And luckily they do guarantee the no-lose, but I don't think that they're winning this fight at all. Vader with some huge rail gameplay, getting 3 right there. And that does look like they will be capping there. Now we have seen this exact situation before. Another OT where only KnoxVillains can win. I'm praying that they can actually clutch up here so that we don't have another draw, which would be very, very interesting to see. That would be a map 7 and a best of 5. And that would be quite literally insane.
There's a very, very high chance.
Luckily, they do have 3.5 minutes on the clock, while before they only had about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So this is a lot of time. This is a time for about 3 fights worth, give or take. Especially if they're decently fast. If it's fast, you could push out 5, but I don't think for a good fight you're maybe looking at 3. Box Eater 22. Box Eater 20. More like Widow Eater 22. Will he get 10 headshots instantly and wipe out the entire lobby and win the map for him?
Ever trained your chi? I'm looking for more practice buddies.
If you teach me Tai Chi, I'll teach you Aikido.
Oh, wait. You're not just looking for an excuse to flip me, are you?
Busted.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Box Eater looking for some. He's staying on the Widow. I don't really like this pick, especially with the Tracer. I don't think he knows to switch. I don't think that he knows that that's the tech. But he sees this. He's... Oh, man! Vader does get Kibbs, and he doesn't get the trade onto him. Box Eater really needs to switch. Man, he's just missing all these close headshots, too. Wow, and they have the Sigma for Garchomp. Garchomp's low. Vader was 1, barely holding on. Maybe Box Eater's putting a lot more work than I'm actually noticing. He's just not getting these one-shot headshots that you would expect. Zekai helping Taxi the Curie. Arlanta instantly taking out Crumb. I don't think that this is a fight that you take. Especially, yeah, with Garchomp to also take... That's both supports down. I think they just need to get out or die here. It looks like they're going for the get out tech. Except for Box Eater. Box Eater's going for the die tech. Arlanta is 75 to ult. He's had some huge headshots here. Just really being able to put in a lot of work. Just don't know what can happen. Kibbs is really close to ult, really close to Kitsune, and really close to Pulse. Box Eater does make the switch to Soj. I think that's a lot smarter of a play. Arlanta is really coming up soon. That's a huge headshot right there, and here comes the Kitsune if I had to guess. If I had to guess, I'm guessing incorrect. Vader does actually get Crumb. Box Eater probably isn't lasting much longer here. And I am correct. This is... They are being outpoked right now. I think they're playing very aggressive into this poke. Sadly, Genji is banned here. This is the time that you don't want Genji banned. Arlanta still has Kitsune. There is almost 5 ults coming up on Converse's side. Pulse does not hit anyone from Blamethy. Not great. That is a big Kitsune. The wall is not good enough. Box Eater looking to just try and get anything here. Vader is on the left. He's having to go. Oh, he barely misses that rail to get a kill. Zekai not doing anything there. Now, this is almost all their ults. They only have beat. But they're still in this. They are still in this. They might win this. Garchomp is 1. Oh, but he is barely holding on. Zekai is really putting some work on Crumb here. Kibbs needs to get it. They need to get these picks. Wow, I just don't know if it's happening, especially whenever they have beat to keep this fight going. It's just like that. They need to reset right now. They will have rail, and that is it. Folks, we could be looking at a map 7 in a best of 5 series.
30 seconds.
This has been amazing defense. Oh, you really don't want this speed, Blamethy. He has to use this recall. He looks like he's getting hunted. Luckily not. Box Eater does almost have ult. That's 1 pick. Here's ult. Doesn't get it. We need 1 kill, 1 kill, 1 kill. Doesn't recognize that it's hacked. Tracer, 1 nice pick from him. Kibbs on the ram, just having to punch. On. This is a huge slow. This could be it. They just need to not die. And they won it. They won the game 6. First place gets $300. This was an insane series to watch. I will have to be right back. This was a great series, though. This probably was some of the best Overwatch I think I've ever seen at Knox Esports. On a map 6 was insanely crazy. Just looking at this map pool, this was a best of 5. This was completely... Whoa. Not a draw, guys. I apologize. It was not a draw. Knox Esports, or KnoxVillains, really clutched up in the end. Not having won a single game... Hold up. Apologies. Apologies. I'm still making it look bad. Not having won a single map or even point against Converse until the grand finals. They have lost every single point against them this entire time just to wake up randomly. They somehow just locked in at the very end and really, I don't even know, man. They just grew up. They put a pair on.
The turnaround is definitely no point.
After 150 minutes